Good morning. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a little bit bigger of an abstract piece. Currently on my way back to the studio right now. I had to run out and get a little inspiration on this beautiful morning. So we are on our way back to the studio. Alright, so I'm back in the studio. I'm gonna get this place cleaned up really quick, and then we're gonna start working on this canvas. So this is your standard 36 by 36 gallery wrapped canvas, and the focus of this piece is gonna be an abstract piece, and what I'm trying to do is capture the contrast between warm colors and cool colors. So for the background, we're gonna start off with a warm set on here. So it's gonna be a combination of mostly orange with some reds and yellows mixed in. So first step, I got some orange on the canvas. Now we're gonna put a little bit of some red. Thinking like some red in kind of the corner areas, maybe a little bit over here, a little bit down here, just to kind of bring in some darker warm tones. And then we will be finishing off with some yellow. So we'll do some yellow kind of up in the top areas, maybe even a little bit into the middle. When I do backgrounds, I like to hit my paint with just a little bit of water, not much. Then I'll take a 3-inch brush or so on a canvas this size and just start working the paint around. I'm not hitting any of the other color I put on yet. I want to get this orange spread out and vibrant. So I'm leaving that red. I'm not going to hit it just yet. So now that we've taken this orange up around most of the canvas, we got a couple white areas left. I'm going to start bringing in the yellow first because it's a lighter color. It's not going to dirty up my brush as fast. So I'm gonna start bringing in this yellow. You can see the orange mixed with the yellow, but that was my plan. I wanted just to be a little bit of a lighter, warm tone. So I mixed in some yellow with it, left the orange in the brush. Now we're gonna hit the reds. And these are gonna show up a lot more than the yellow will. Bring that up into there. Kind of just leave that for a second. Come over to this one. Pull it out. Bring it up a little. And just kind of mess around. Pull it up in some areas, pull it down in some areas. Just kind of get the fade going on with the colors. Maybe add a little bit right there. Pull this one out. I'm gonna add a little more water to this red. It's getting a little dry. I love how this looks. This is looking exactly how I imagined. So we'll let this dry for a little bit and then start going in with some other details. One little thing I like to do with my abstract pieces is when they're still wet and they're drying, I like to come in and add some water in some areas. Once you add some water in the areas you like, go ahead and tilt the canvas up and just kind of let that water drip down. It's gonna pull color down, it's gonna give you some really cool texture. Now this canvas is fully dry. I'm gonna start again, like I've said before, with just some simple shapes and get just the flow down on the canvas. Now that we have a basic flow and some basic shapes down, we can start dropping in some of the cool colors. I'm going to start with a dark blue and be adding some white to this to bring out dimension in it. So you can see we got some good movement and some good paint built up already with these greens here. But I want a little more movement off of this area right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set that brush down. I'm gonna grab some of this green here. I'm gonna load up this brush nice and good. Get it on there. Nice thick layer. And then I'm gonna kind of shake the brush so the paint falls down a little bit and grips onto the brush a little bit more. I'm gonna come over here. And I wanna just whack, like I wanna give it a good whack right there and let the paint fling off the brush onto the canvas. Beautiful. So you can see we got a bunch of crazy movement right there, and then I'm gonna take the brush now and just pull it. Now we got some crazy movement going on right here in this corner. All right, so I've tilted the canvas up a little bit. Now that we got some good movement going on with this acrylic paint that I've put on here, I'm gonna take some Montana malachite and start working in some spray paint in here. So I think I'm gonna start right up here. All right, and then we're just gonna kind of let the spray paint do its thing. Let it kind of get like that. Then I'm gonna bring some down like that. That looks cool, I like that. Maybe I'll add a little. Maybe something like there. Some light green. Add on here. Add a little bit. Boom. Boom. So here's another little step I like to do for my abstract pieces. I like to dip a brush in a lot of paint, see where it does this, where it makes a nice line going down. So we'll get that dipped in there, and you'll come over here and just kind of work this line around. Next thing, we're gonna take some of my favorite teal colors, just this teal golden, and we're gonna, this orange up here, let's just kind of drip some drops in, like that, and then bring some of this out. Yeah. That contrasts really good against the orange. And then let's do something like, so I've gone in, I've added a little bit of some pink in there and kind of just moved the brush around a little bit using the paint that's wet to keep making things. So now the next step is I'm going to take some of this dark green, phthalo green, I'm going to pull it down up here. Now that most of these layers have dried on here, I'm going to be going in with more warm and cool colors to just bring more dimension out of all of these areas on this canvas. As I was painting this little area right here, I kind of saw the shape of lips in the paint already, so I just went ahead and put some red on a brush and I'm tracing out these shapes I saw in the paint. And this will just add a kind of a trippy, something people will see in the painting and something they can connect with or whatever. It's just kind of a cool another layer to this abstract piece. To bring out some pop up in this area, I went ahead and added some black up here, and now I'm going to fill in these white spots I made with some yellow, and then over this yellow I'll be bringing orange back into the yellow to kind of tie it in with the background. Now I'm going to be going in with some teal over these colors in here and just adding some smaller details with a smaller brush and really bringing out these pops of color. One thing you'll find common throughout my paintings is I like to add galaxies into paintings. So we're going to start and just put in a galaxy right down here just to bring in an extra crazy level to the piece. I basically do this by doing a dark layer of like a swirl, and then I go over that and highlight the inside portion of it with a white color to give it the look that it's glowing. So this painting is now pretty much done. One of the last things I like to do is go around and just add these white highlights to everything. That just, again, it outlines the details that you want to showcase, and it also just kind of adds a little glow to the painting. So once that's done, this piece will be complete. This piece really stands out on the wall, and it's super vibrant, has a lot of movement. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and this is another great one to go in my abstract collection.